you'd like to prepare your business for exit. Nathan Hirsch is going to tell us how. He's a lifelong entrepreneur, and he's on a mission to make entrepreneurship simpler for millions. And he's best known for co-founding FreeUp.net in 2015 with an initial $5,000 investment and scaling it to $12 million in yearly revenue and having it acquired in 2019. And now he owns a portfolio of companies with his partner, Connor Gillivan. And he is also a founder of EcomBalance and AccountsBalance and Outsource School and Trio SEO. So tell us, Nathan, what's the best way for a business to prepare for exit?
Welcome to Awakened Titans podcast with Lily Patrascu. Mind-blowing conversations with influential business titans sharing how you can manifest abundance, love, joy, success through quantum awakening, quantum manifestation, quantum healing, quantum miracles, exponential business growth, and innovative products and services.
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough to have an exit in 2019 that changed our life. It gave us financial freedom. It turned business into a game where we can put money to different things and obviously try to scale and build them, but not be worried if stuff fails. And now we have a portfolio of businesses that the exit allowed us to build. So for us, it comes down to some key parts that we can dive into. One, you need a really good team, someone who can run operations, run fulfillment, have a business that can really run without you, where you can go on vacation for 2 weeks and the business still grows, the business still runs. And a lot of people confuse that with like being the face of the business. You can still be the face of your business. I'm the face of a lot of our companies, and we were able to sell FreeUp even though I was the face of the business, because someone can always come in with a different marketing angle, marketing team, marketing priorities, and change that. But what really matters is who's actually doing the fulfillment, the operations of the business. And you want really good team leaders, people who can put out fires without coming to you, people who can actually get stuff done and have a 5-star experience without you there. So that's a big part of it. A really good, reliable team that whoever buys the business is going to retain that team, even though they might not retain you. Next, you've got SOPs, standard operating procedures. When we went to sell FreeUp, we had over 50 pages, Google Docs, of how you do every little thing. This is how client billing works. This is how customer service works. This is how we fill tickets, broken down step by step so that any new hire can come in and get trained very quickly. And so the new owners of the business and whoever comes in from their team can get trained really quickly. And with SOPs, I always like to break it down between the why, the steps, and the important reminders. The why of why you're doing this task, why it's important, the steps 1, 2, 3, ABC, how you do it, and that'll kind of get more detailed over time. You can start with a basis and just kind of improve that. And then the important reminders. What are things to avoid for all reasons? Hey, you'd never tell a client this. For billing, make sure you never do this, so that these important things aren't just hidden in the steps. They're kind of there at the bottom. And then what we like to do is give our team ownership of the SOPs. It's their job to update them every month, every quarter, whatever the frequency is, so that it's not on you as the owner to keep single SOP updated. If you have a head of customer service, it's their job to update those SOPs every single quarter with any changes in the systems and processes. So that's 2 parts, teams and SOPs. I'll pause for a second. I'll let you jump in, but I got a lot more to add on top of that.
Thank you. In terms of the SOPs, what's the best way to create them? Because I've seen an app that I think automatically creates, it kind of records the screen and then it creates automatically a video with the steps a new person would need to take in order to complete that particular task. Do you recommend any particular apps to do that? Or do you recommend simply getting that particular individual who's already doing the task to record himself doing that? Or do you have a different process that you follow, whether it's creating a checklist alongside a video of how to do it?
Yeah, for me, in these types of things, simpler is always better. There's lots of great SOP tools out there, but I mean, Google Docs and Loom, it can really be that simple. Take Loom videos, put it in the Google Docs. When we sold FreeUp, everything was in Google Docs. To me, the more you overcomplicate it and start adding tools to it, the less everyone's going to actually spend time on the important stuff, the meat of the SOPs. So keep it simple. Start with Google Docs, start with Loom. You can always move to an SOP software in the future, but what's important is just get going creating the SOPs.
Thank you. What other steps are there to prepare your business for exit?
Bookkeeping. And my company AccountsBalance was really founded for this reason. You can't sell a business without accurate books. With our first business before FreeUp, our Amazon business, we were always behind on books. I hired college kids to do it. I was doing it. People that weren't bookkeepers were doing it, and it was a mess. We were always behind. We never knew what we were actually doing in the business. When we started FreeUp, day one, I said, hey, I'm not going to let that happen again. We hired a bookkeeper from day one, and that was the best business decision I ever made. Every month, we were able to make decisions based on real numbers and scale. And at the end, when we went to sell the company, we had 4 years of immaculate books going back to the first day we started the business. And more importantly, we knew our numbers inside and out. When we had those initial calls with the buyers, they asked us a lot of questions around financials. And because we had the books every single month on time, we reviewed the books together, me and my partner every single month, we knew the answers to these questions. And then down the line, when they actually got into the books and dug into them, it matched everything we told them on the initial call. I can't tell you how many times buyers oversell or they say all these numbers, and then the sellers do that, and then when the buyers get into the books, it doesn't match anything of what the buyers told them. So clean bookkeeping is incredibly important. You need a bookkeeper that's accurate. If you're trying to sell your business and you're trying to hire a bookkeeper to go back and clean up 3 years of books, that's a nightmare. That's going to take months and months and months. It's going to delay your sale. You should have clean books every single month going forward.
Thank you. What other steps are there to prepare your business for exit?
So reoccurring revenue is important. People want to buy businesses with reoccurring revenue. If you're offering a business right now, let's say building websites where you're just doing a lot of one-time projects, or you're selling a course and you're always trying to get that new customer, that people don't want to buy those kinds of businesses. It's hard to have a multiple in that kind of business. People want clients that keep coming back, that keep paying every single week, every single month. That's what buyers look for in a business. And if your business isn't set up that way, start to brainstorm. Start to think how you can turn your one-time sales into reoccurring revenue. That's going to help you sell your business.
Thank you. What other steps are there to prepare your business for exit?
Any kind of IP. So getting trademarks on your name, any kind of software, making sure you have the rights on it. People care about that kind of stuff when they're going to buy your business. Anything that makes you unique from the market. Like when we sold FreeUp, we had a whole software that was the actual platform. If you think of like an Airbnb, it matches the houses with the people trying to rent the houses. And that's what our software did. No one else had that software. We were the only ones. We built it. We had a trademark on the name FreeUp. People want to buy something that they know is protected and that other people can't do.
Thank you. What elements do people forget about when trying to prepare their business for exit?
So when you're going to sell your business, you're going to go through due diligence. And for us, it was the most stressful time of our life. It took 6 months back and forth. We got lawyers involved. They went back and forth, and it was no one's fault. Everyone was trying to protect themselves, make sure they had full information, but be ready to answer every little thing about your business, the fine details of how everything works, who your best customers are. Another thing we didn't mention is just diversification of customers, where you don't have one customer that is doing all your revenue or 90% of your revenue. The more spread out, the better. But make sure that you are prepared to answer those questions. When we went through due diligence, they said that we were the fastest people to respond to their due diligence questions because we had everything written out. We had the numbers, the financials. We had everything ready to go. And then we were also prepared to do due diligence on the buyers. We wanted to know everything about them, their success, their failures, their plans with the business once they buy it, because we didn't want to end up in a situation where after the sale, we were stressed out. We ended up in a lawsuit, or they weren't happy, or we weren't happy, or we were just arguing back and forth. We wanted to make sure that we were selling it to good people that had the same values that we did. And even if the deal maybe didn't work out on their side or on our side, we all went into it with the good intentions and we sold it to high value people. So asking people stuff like their net worth, their success, their failures, their plans, what they've done for other acquisitions, stuff like that is incredibly important. So don't forget to vet the buyer as much as they vet you.
Thank you. What were the best things that you've done in order to prepare your business for exit? Aside from
we just build all our businesses to be sellable from day one. We don't plan on selling any business in our portfolio. In our perfect world, we hold on to them forever. Obviously, If someone makes us an offer, we'll listen. But from the beginning, we hire really good teams, really good operators, people who can run the business without us. We hire a bookkeeper from day one. We only start businesses that have reoccurring revenue. We build SOPs from the beginning. Everything is documented. And the earlier you start that process, the better. And again, when you start a company, it might be 1 or 2 people. It might be 2 pages of SOPs and a Loom video. It might be a business model with recurring revenue that needs to be tweaked over time, but at least start the foundation of it, have the right people, the bookkeeping and all of that. And I also want to add, if you want the exact blueprint that we use to build all our businesses to be sellable, you can go to nathanhirsch.com/exit, and they'll even go into what our 6 months was like going through that due diligence so that you can learn from it and be better prepared.
Thank you. What are the worst things entrepreneurs do when preparing their business for exit?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
What are the worst things entrepreneurs do when preparing their business for exit?
Yeah, I mean, having the business completely depend on you, not having clean financials, a lot of the opposites of stuff that we talked about. Like, you need to know your numbers inside and out. You have to have documentation of everything, even simple stuff like registering an LLC and being properly registered in your state and paying taxes. I've seen deals that'll fall through because people are behind on their own bills. Like, make it as easy a decision for the buyer as possible. Think about what you as the buyer would look for in a business that you would want to buy. They're taking risks. They're putting money on the line for this. So all of that is incredibly important.
Thank you. When it comes to any business is going to try to pay as little tax as possible in the best legal way to do it. And when that happens, then perhaps maybe the profit would look like it's smaller. Okay. Now, if you're trying to sell your business, it could be in your interest to show a bigger profit. So how do you meet both to make sure that you're kind of meeting both of your goals? You are paying the right amount of taxes, and also you are meeting your goal of selling the business for the highest possible price.
Yeah, well, taxes won't impact profit. Like, if you make a good amount of money and you pay taxes on it, that shouldn't affect your sale price on it. There's certain add backs though. Like, we used to go to a lot of conferences at FreeUp, and the new owners don't have to go to those conferences, so we were able to add that back and then get a multiple of that in the sale. So figuring out what is a realistic add back, things that you might have paid for last year or the year before, but the new buyers don't necessarily have to do that. Those are important things as well. But I mean, in terms of like paying your taxes, you should pay your taxes, and that won't really affect how much you sell the company for.
Thank you. What other elements are there to prepare your business for exit?
Yeah, I mean, those are really the main things. Customer service, stuff like reviews online, social proof, good SEO is important, like having something where you not only have an internet presence, but you're getting clients in different ways. People don't want to buy a business where you only get clients via Facebook ads, because what if those ads stop working and Facebook changes something? So they want to see you're getting clients via referrals and SEO and Facebook ads and maybe partnerships and different things like that. So a diversified marketing channel is incredibly important.
Thank you. What's the best way to create recurring revenue if you want to sell a business that tends to be one that doesn't have a recurring revenue? For example, let's say you have a restaurant where people come and they just buy a normal meal. And let's say you have a successful restaurant, but you don't have anything that's currently reoccurring. Is it a case of trying to look at, okay, what can you introduce that could lead to some sort of membership? For example, like how they did I'm not sure if it's Costa Coffee and other cafes that have introduced a membership model where you pay $20 a month and then you can have a certain number of coffees a month or whatever it is. Is that something that you would suggest for them, or what would you suggest in order to increase the potential value that of the company to sell?
Yeah, and that's where it takes getting creative as an entrepreneur. I mean, certain businesses are one time and there's nothing you can do about it, but that's why people set up reward cards, or if you go to like a sandwich shop, they give you a coupon like buy 4, get 1 free, and they stamp it each time. Like, there's creative ways. I've seen web dev agencies that they sell one-time websites and then they have a monthly package you can buy for support after that. So it takes a little bit of getting creative, but anything you can do to get the same customers coming back, repeat customers, or to get it on an auto bill every single month, week, quarter, whatever it is, that's only going to help you sell your business down the line.
Thank you. What apps, tools, routines, habits should be leveraged by entrepreneurs wanting to sell their business?
With apps and tools. Yeah, I mean, the normal business tools like Google Suite, Slack. I mean, there's so many tools out there. I think sometimes people get carried away with too many tools. But what clients want to see is, do you have everything in a few places? Like if you're spread out over different CRMs, that can be messy. Or do you have everything in one CRM where if the new owner wants to switch, they can just export and move it over? Just typical tools. Like funny story, we were using Slack when we sold the company, and it was right when, or sorry, we were using Skype before we sold the company. And the new owners, the first thing they did was move it to Slack because Slack was brand new. So just making it as easy as possible for business owners to transfer it into tools that you're familiar with, that's going to help you. And I always like to think simpler is better. Make it as simple as possible.
Thank you. What are some of the best marketing and sales techniques you've used to grow your business that have enabled you to have your business be acquired?
Yeah, so if you go to outsourceschool.com/organic marketing, you can find our organic marketing blueprint. It's a combination of SEO, which we do in all of our companies when we start, finding really good partners in the space. Like for the e-commerce VA company, we found e-commerce software companies and we partnered with them and did cross promotions. Social media, just being consistent on social media, creating an affiliate program where you're paying people to refer business to you. That was big for us. And we do that in all of our companies where we have a reoccurring affiliate program for anyone that you refer. And then there's other stuff you can do, whether it's going to conferences, ads on different platforms and all of that kind of supports the organic marketing. But check out that organic marketing blueprint, outsourceschool.com/organic marketing.
Thank you. Was there any particular social media platform that helped you grow as well?
It's always changing. Like right now, LinkedIn's big and we're crushing LinkedIn. Before we were using Facebook a lot. For me, it's pick one platform, be consistent on it, get good at it, and then expand to the next platform.
Thank you. Did you use paid ads as well, or is it mainly organic?
We use paid ads now. We didn't. FreeUp, we grew completely organically using that organic marketing blueprint. And we've always had a good organic plan. But anything you do on ads is just going to complement what you do organically.
Thank you. Tell us where entrepreneurs can find you.
Yeah, go to nathanhirsch.com or find me on any social media platform, Nathan Hirsch.
Thank you. What's the difference between the EcomBalance and AccountsBalance, the two platforms that you have for bookkeeping?
Yeah, so they're both the same in terms of service. Charge you on the first, books by the 15th each month, accurate and on time. E-commerce bookkeeping is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more expensive than your typical agency or SaaS bookkeeping. So EcomBalance has some different softwares and tools and bookkeepers that are more experienced in e-commerce and inventory, whereas AccountsBalance is a little bit cheaper and more specialized in agencies, SaaS, coaches, and other online businesses.
Thank you. What creative ways are there for entrepreneurs to add extra value in their business so that their business could be more sellable?
Yeah, check out all the free tools we have. If you go to nathanhirsch.com or outsourceschool.com, we have tons of free tools on hiring. Any of my bookkeeping companies, we've got tools on setting up a good monthly bookkeeping process and having good monthly meetings. We try to give away all the processes that we have in our business. So yeah, we have a lot of free resources there to check out.
Thank you. In terms of Outsource School, I also have had VAs for a long time, virtual assistants. So I wonder, what do you feel was your key to success in terms of finding outsourcers to do certain parts of your work? And why has that led you to have such a successful business?
Yeah, I mean, hiring is a game changer. If you're good at hiring, it makes everything easier. If you're bad at hiring, it makes everything harder. And for us, we focus on 4 things: communication, attitude, red flags, and experience. We want someone who can communicate at a high level, have the right attitude, want to be there for the long term, care about the business, has the right experience, obviously, where we can just teach them how we want it done, but they already come with a good baseline. And then we're always looking for red flags. What is someone telling us that shows us they don't have the right communication, they don't have the right attitude, or they don't have the right experience? And we're very good at not working with people that show any of those red flags and only hiring people that have that trifecta of communication, attitude, and experience. And we teach all that at Outsource School. If you want our interview, onboarding, training, managing process to plug into your business, grab that at Outsource School. And we actually have a new virtual assistant and freelance marketplace coming soon. Don't have a name to release yet, but if you follow me, we'll have an announcement and we'll be looking for beta testers for that marketplace.
Thank you. In terms of hiring people for your business as virtual assistants, Do you get them to work on a project basis or on an hourly basis? And if it's on an hourly basis, do you manage to get them to come on time? Or is it a case of they need to complete a project within their own time, and whenever they have it done, they just kind of send it to you?
Yeah, we have both. We like to hire full-time exclusive to us, so that's our preference. We definitely have freelancers that are more project-based, and we try to make win-wins for the schedule. Like sometimes some people have set schedule with some flexible hours. Other people, it has to be set schedule. Other people, depending on the role, we don't care when it works as long as they have when they work, as long as there's some kind of overlap. Maybe there's a 1 hour day, 2 hour day where it overlaps and we know they're going to be online and in case you have to talk to them. So really depends on the role. We dive into that a lot in Outsource School, but our preference is if someone's going to be working for us, we want them 100% focused on our business with no other outside clients.
Okay, so you mean that if they work with you, they're not going to be allowed to work anywhere else as well, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, and what would you say enabled your virtual assistants to perform really well? Is it that you measure their productivity? Is it that you track them with Time Doctor or something similar? How do you track their productivity in a way that you make sure that the output is kind of like what you're expecting it to be?
Yeah, we set goals. We get weekly updates from them. We don't really believe in like the time doctors and the hub staffs. I think that you lose a little bit of trust there. I'm sure smarter people than me disagree, but that's not something that we've ever done. For us, it's about hiring the right people that care about the company, having a little trust in them, getting updates from them, and setting goal outputs and making sure that we hit those goals and making it very clear what their responsibilities are. Setting really good expectations up front is key. And when you hire those veterans, especially early on in your company, they set the tone for every other hire that you make down the line, and they help you hold people to those goals, hold people to those expectations.
Thank you. How do you manage to keep the virtual assistants from leaving you to a higher paying role?
We build a really good culture within our team. We actually, it's funny, we call it our BARF method, which is kind of a funny acronym, but we get them to buy into the company. We show lots of appreciation. We build a relationship with them, and then we create a family inside of our business. And those are the four things. That there's always going to be a company out there that can pay your people more money than you can. So if you're only worried about money, you're going to have high turnover. So the way to reduce turnover is getting them to buy in, show appreciation, build relationships, and create a family.
Thank you. How do you create a family within your company?
You have virtual happy hours. You get them to know each other on a personal basis. You share stuff about yourself and about each other. You have people post pictures of things they're doing on the weekends. You treat it like you would if you were in a real office, and you have people get to know others on the team on a personal level where they become friends.
That's very interesting. And what about the other three that you mentioned, the other three values that you mentioned? How do you cultivate those in the culture of the company?
Yeah, I mean, we share our wins, we share our losses, we give them ownership so that they buy into what we're doing. We share our goals. If they're doing a task, they understand why they're doing the task and how it plays in to the bigger picture. That's incredibly important to us. And appreciation, it's as simple as like we give bonuses and raises half year, end of the year, and we use that to show appreciation. And we thank them when they're doing a good job. We don't only talk to them when they mess up. We show appreciation when they do a good job. And building a relationship, we're just open and honest about our lives, what we care about, our families, and we share with them, and we listen and learn about their families as well.
Wow, that's fascinating. Thank you. So thank you so much, and stay tuned to the next episode. And if you want to find out more about Nathan Hirsch, go to
nathanhirsch.com.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential business titans, providing you with the insights to awaken to your full potential, so you can get paid to be yourself, find true happiness, and manifest anything you desire.